Continuing on with Eureka's set for Royal Tramp II, made the same year as Royal Tramp, and must have been a production that just run together making the two films. It continues the story as we finished it off, which was really surprising and great, because where the first film ended, it wasn't necessarily a cliffhanger, it felt like a conclusion to that story. Where this one starts off, there's a bit of a preamble just giving you the events of the first movie, and we're straight into the story. They're two separate films that do work together as a cohesive whole. So we have our hero Stephen Chow yet again, whom, after the events of the first one, Wei Subo has become confidant to the prince. Throughout the adventures of this movie, he's going to become the husband to 5 wives, the leader of both the heaven and earth and the Dragon Sect. So it gets a little bit crazier in this one, and because there's so many things going on and there's so many other characters who are given enough time to grow and spend time with.
好啊，打！呢個就係偉家骨肉，打！夠打就打我啦嘛！
學咩啫？偉家骨肉梗係唔打得啦，唔好打佢個肚啊，中佢心口好啦。
Stephen Chow is not in the movie as much as he was in the first one, and he's not missed as much because we have these wonderful characters that have had their character arcs built up, and we get to spend a little bit more time with them just having fun. Everything seems a little bit just more streamlined in this version of the sort of Royal Tramp films. It's not as in your face humorous. They don't go for the easy jokes all the time. It feels a little bit more constructed in the way it's telling its story. It's clearer than the first one to figure out what's happening. Of course, you've got a full movie leading up to this one if you wish, and the action, I think, is better in this version than it was in the first. This is one of those sequels where I enjoyed myself a hell of a lot more. I just found it more fun. I loved the relationship and the partnership of Stephen Chow and Bridget Lin, who were terrific together. They just kind of bounced off each other, and the story just kept going in surprising avenues. Of course, they kind of shoehorn in a villainous character at the end of this one who needs to have his ass kicked, but it all kind of aids the story because it is really what you're looking for. You want that kind of antagonist at the end so you can have the big battle and the fight and everything's fun, a little bit of weight thrown into it. I appreciated a lot more of Royal Tramp II than what I did of the first one. I appreciated the better action. I appreciated the fact that it was a more concise story. Still a lot of moving parts. I loved the kind of comical coincidences that it has. The fact that he becomes both leader of 2 vying tribes, sects, just by accident. How he is working with the prince while covertly working for the Dragon Sect, while covertly working for the Heaven and Earth Sect. It's just all these kind of weird things going on that are more situationally funny rather than just this overly broad sexual humour that you got in the first one. Not that I'm against that, but it was nice to see it refined a little bit more in this one. I thought Royal Tramp II was immensely fun. I had a great deal of entertainment with it. I loved the set pieces, and I feel just general production standards and the settings that they had for specific scenes and fights were so well crafted. It just added a whole lot of fun to this. Pleasantly surprised by how much I enjoyed this one, especially after having to work a little bit with the first one. This just felt like putting on a comfortable pair of shoes, easy to slip into and just enjoy. I don't actually enjoy a comfortable pair of shoes, but you kind of get where I'm going with that one. Royal Tramp 2, really a lot of fun. Let's dive into the extras and see what it has to show. We have the original Cantonese mono audio, English dub 5.1, audio commentary by Mike Leader and Arna Venema, a second commentary with Frank Jeng and FJ DeSanto, We have the second part of the Wong Jing interview, which runs at 10 minutes 50. In this one, he talks about how the second film, unlike the first, kind of moves away from the novel a great deal, and how they kind of better used comedy throughout it. We have an archival Helen Law interview as well, where she talks about her career, working over 200 movies, how she started in the 50s, still going now, and the Hong Kong trailer, which is 3 minutes 50 seconds. Also within this package is a 20-page booklet with The Court Jester, an article by James Oliver where he talks a lot about Stephen Chow, his career and his comedic influences throughout it. And that's the extras for Royal Tramp II. There we have it. Royal Tramp II, I would thoroughly recommend picking up this set. 2 really interesting films, 2 fun, engaging films with some good humour, some better humour, some good action set pieces, some better action set pieces. There's nothing I could really say bring this one too down about, other than maybe a lack of extras of sorts. But yeah, fun films, surprised me a lot. And if you're feeling a little bit jaded with some of the Asian films that's coming out, get Royal Tramp. It's still worth picking up. I would highly recommend it. I'd love to know your thoughts on Royal Tramp, so let me know in the comment box below whether you loved it, hated it, fell somewhere in the middle. Can't wait to read your views on this one if you've seen it, which I don't think a lot of people seem to so far. So let me know if you're picking it up as well. As always, there's content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to the Patreon membership program and manvfilm.com, always in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.